What's good, guys? It's Techers FC and we're back again on the channel, about to start the retro FIFA 15 career mode. But before we do that, be sure to smash a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so you're always up to date with the content dropping on the channel, and click the link in the description below and subscribe to the Techers FC Instagram and Techers FC Twitter pages. Follow us on there also. Now then, guys, I asked you guys who you would like me to use in the comment box, and we've had a few comments and big suggestions. Obviously, mainly the big ones being Premier League teams, and two of the biggest suggestions that we had were either Leicester, who stole the league that season, or Southampton. Now, I've had a look at both teams. Obviously, if we use Southampton, we're getting 9.5 million to spend, which isn't much, so we need to spend my money wisely. And if we use Leicester, then we're only getting 8 million also, so again we would need to spend our money wisely. Both teams looking quite good, to be fair. I like the look of both teams, but I'm probably going to use Southampton. I mean, they're well rounded in all positions. They've got a few players everywhere, some up and coming stars. You've got Sadio Mane in there from before he's transferred to Liverpool, so we can build him up and hopefully get him to the status he's at today. They don't have Van Dijk, but he's probably one of the first players I'm going to look to buy. He's still at Celtic on the game, and if I can get him cheap enough and then build him up, he's another player we're going to look to bring in. So the team we are going to use is Southampton. We're going to use Southampton today. We're going to play world class. I've not played this game in a long time, and I've certainly not played FIFA in a while, to be fair. I've been playing loads of PES or eFootball, so my FIFA skills are going to be horrendous, to say the least. But we're going to put the financial strictness on 85%, so we'll get most of our transfer budget, most of our sales from players and stuff put into our transfer budget. We're on pound sterling. Obviously, Southampton play at the St Mary Stadium. We can't download the latest squads because of the servers and stuff being non-existent, so we'll be using the default squads. What am I looking for? Sorry, 2 seconds, I'm heads all over the place. Been so long since I've used this. Right, so Techers FC will be the manager's name. We'll give him a tracksuit, and everything else is looking fine. So there you go then, Techers FC. We're taking over Southampton in the vintage FIFA 15 career mode. So what we'll do in this episode, we'll get a quick look at the team. We'll maybe look to sell some players on and make some signings if we can. We're going to need to spend our transfer budget wisely. We've obviously just lost Lallana. He's went to Liverpool that season. We'll see what players we've got in on loan, players we've got out on loan. We'll have a look at the team. We'll get things set up. Whether we'll play a game in this episode, I don't know, but we'll hopefully look to make some transfers, and we'll take it from there. So we'll just save it as South, and we'll get straight in to the career mode. So what a blast from the past this is. You've got your global transfer market where it would scout players, find players for you. You've got your news, you've got the table, league table on the side, top scorers, fixtures and stuff. You've got your calendar to skip through. You've got more news reports on the top here. So obviously this is the season that we signed Dusan Tadic. Obviously, Kroos went to Real Madrid for 35 million from Dortmund. Not Dortmund, sorry, Bayern. Chelsea signed Fabregas. You've got your squad where you could check your formation. You can change your national squads if you were taking the job as a national manager, which we probably won't do in this save. You've got your team sheets, squad report, squad rankings, with the transfers where we could look at players that have been scouted in here. look for transfers of players to buy. You were able to search your players. You had your scout instructions, the transfer negotiations, the part for selling players. Sorry, your finances, where you can adjust your wage budget and your transfer budget. At the global transfer market, we've got our inbox and our office, where we could deal with contracts, youth staff, academies. We can do the settings and stuff. We can look for new jobs. We can request extra money, which I like the feature of that, and that's another feature that I think they need to bring back, is being able to request an extra couple of million. And if you do that, then you can negotiate that you'll try and win the cup. You can get an extra 2-3 million. I like that feature. That's something that they could look to bring back. But looking at the inbox, then we'll have a look at what the board's saying. So the board have reviewed our chances in the domestic cup, and we'd love a cup run, so we'd be delighted if you could reach the round of 16. So they're wanting the last 16 of a cup domestically. We've got obviously the transfer market information. Basically, players are values based on their form. They're suggesting that we look for a centre midfielder, which is what I was probably going to look to do anyway. Bring a midfielder in. Looking at the league objectives, the board is hopeful of a successful season, and we look forward to seeing how your leadership and determination can get the best out of the players. We will mostly judge you on your success in the league, and have decided that your season objective for the league campaign will be to qualify for Euro League. So Europa League is the target for the Saints, and we'll take it from there. So getting into the squad then. Jesus, some of these players are a throwback. So we're going to sort it by value. So Dusan Tadic is our dearest player at 10 million. 81 overall. He's just came in that season. We've got Schneiderlin in there. Alderweireld's on loan for a season. This was before he got his permanent move, and then he's moved to Spurs. He's only 25. He's got good marking stats. He's got decent passing stats, some shot power. Very good tackling stats. 6 million, so he's probably a player we could maybe look to rebuy at the end of this season once he goes back to Atletico Madrid that he was at that season. We've got Shane Long, Graziano Pella, what an absolute baller he was. What's he got? 84 attacking position. He's got strength, reactions. He's got 90 heading, 80 finishing. He's got the ball control. He's got some volleys as well. 3-star weak foot. What a baller he was. We've got Osvaldo loaned in, striker. Again, not too bad of a spare striker. Oh, sorry, loaned out. Sorry. We've got Gaston Ramirez, also loaned out, 23-year-old, 77 overall. Stephen Davis in there as well. He's probably coming to the later stages. We've got Nathaniel Klein, what a player he was tipped to be. But again, in this game he had a higher potential, so to keep him and build him up, we're fine with that. We've got Victor Wanyama in there. We've got Jose Font, to be fair, 30-year-old, 3 million. I'm probably going to add to the transfer list. We'll look to get rid of him. We've got a few centre backs at the club, and if we're going to bring Van Dijk in, it probably gives me room to let him go. We've got Jay Rodriguez. He's probably going to be a first team starter at the moment, until we see if there's anyone else we can bring in. Fraser Foster joined that season from Celtic. We've got Arthur Boric as well, but he's loaned out for a season. Gardos in there as well. Ryan Bertrand, left back. We're probably going to need to hold on to him because there's not many fullbacks at the club. Sadio Mane then, 90 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, 88 agility, 83 balance. Not bad looking at all. 74 finishing. This was just before he started coming into his prime and getting his move to the Liverpool. Ward Prowse, 19-year-old Ward Prowse. Look at his stats even though he was 19. 74 rated. Agility, balance. He's got the stamina, reactions. 81 for vision. Look at that. Crossing, 84. Ball control. I just don't understand in the newer FIFAs why he's not got a higher rating. I think he's only like an 80 overall or an 83 or something, and maybe less than that in the newer FIFAs. It definitely should be higher. We've got Emmanuel Mayuka, he's probably going to get sold, to be fair. He's quick, but I don't really have a use for him. Add to transfer list. He is only worth 1.4, so probably won't get much for him. Yoshida, he's another one that I'll probably get rid of. I mean, he's alright to have at the club, but I don't rate him the most. I guess another million. And the rest of these guys are youngsters, so we'll probably keep some of these youngsters just now. So, again, players that are going to be transfer listed. Yoshida, Mayuka and Font are going to be the ones going just now. See if we can pick up some money there. We've got 9.5 million to spend just now. When it comes to players to bring in, I've had a look at some players. One player in particular that caught my eye was obviously Van Dijk, but again, going to the Serie A and going to Palermo, we've got a very, very young 20-year-old Paulo Dybala. So what I'm going to do is inquire about Paulo Dybala and see how much they'd be looking to sell him for. We're also going to look at, going back the way, the Pro League, and we're going to Anderlecht, and one of the biggest wonder kids of the season for the FIFA 15 season was the one and only Yuri Tillemans. So again, we're going to inquire about possibly loaning him in, because to buy him outright is probably going to be a struggle. So I'm going to add him to my shortlist at the moment. But those are the three big players that I think if we could bring them in could make a bit of a difference and give us a bit of depth in the squad. So, and I think it would be a good start to go from there. So we'll see if it's possible to bring all three players in. Virgil van Dijk, there he is. And we're going to approach to buy Virgil van Dijk first. We're going to offer them, I'm trying to evaluate what his value would be back in FIFA 15. I'm going to offer them 6 million to start with. We'll see if they can accept that. We'll see if we have any news on the Dybala negotiations. So they're looking for around 18 million for Dybala, so that's going to be quite a struggle actually, because that's a crazy amount of money they're after. Definitely want to try and get him for less. Let's see if there's any players that I could maybe let go in place of him. I mean, Stephen Davis, 4 million. We could maybe try and steal a wee 8 million plus Stephen Davis deal. I'll try that. See if we can get that done, because then that frees up space in the middle as well to bring in Yuri Tillemans if possible. So we've had our offer from Celtic accepted. And before I accept that deal permanently, I'm going to hold off for a moment and see what Palermo are saying in the deal for Paulo Dybala. So Palermo have actually accepted that deal as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to 100% accept the Dybala deal. We're going to offer him 38 grand a week. And he's going to be a crucial first team player. And the Van Dijk deal, we'll look to offer him What will we offer him? 25, so we'll offer him 29 grand a week on a 4-year deal. Crucial first team player. We'll hopefully get some players sold, and then we'll look to maybe loan in Yuri Tillemans for the season. So he's accepted his offer. I'm going to wait and see if Dybala accepts his contract before I accept the Van Dijk contract. I'm going to look to see if we can get some offers on the table. So Dybala's accepted also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept Dybala's first. And then that means that we just need to get a few players sold to get the Van Dijk deal over the line. So we're needing 4 million pretty much to seal the Van Dijk deal. But we'll have made our first signing, so Paulo Dybala is going to be the first player to join the team. A young Paulo Dybala, and we're going to look to build him up as best we can. We've got a transfer offer then for Yoshida. We have been offered 1.2 million from Aston Villa, so I'm going to be greedy and ask for 4. See if we can't get him sold for a bit more. I've stalled the Van Dijk deal just now, so hopefully if I can get this 4 million, I can hopefully get him sold away. So they don't believe he's worth that, so they've pulled out of the deal. We've got an offer from Leicester for Meuka. They've offered us 1.3. I'm going to ask for 3.3. See if they can accept that and get him sold. So they don't believe he's worth that either, so they've pulled out the deal. So we're struggling here to get anybody sold, which is just making it harder to get the Van Dijk deal over the line. We had another offer now from Leicester, this time again, but for Yoshida, 1.3, so I'm going to ask for 3.3. I believe they can do that. Taking a look then, see what they're saying. They're not wanting to pay all that. Somebody's going to pay me the right price. What I'm going to do is go to my short list. And we're going to approach a loan deal for Yuri Tillemans for a full season, and we're going to offer them 17 million to buy. He's got 2 years left on his current contract. We'll see if we can loan him in and then hopefully buy him in season 2 and hopefully get some of these players sold. So we've had an offer now for Jose Font. So West Brom have offered us 2.5. He's valued at 3. So I'm going to ask for 4.3 million. Hopefully they come back with a deal just around that value or offer for better terms. So there you go. So they've went ahead and matched the deal. We're still waiting to hear back from Anderlecht on a loan move for Tillemans, but Jose Font will probably leave. So player sold, Jose Font's away. Our management team are reviewing your offer to take Yuri Tillemans on loan with the option to buy at the end of the loan period. We feel the fee involved is fair, but we are not yet decisive on allowing him to spend a period on loan and ultimately departing our club. So they're taking their time to decide. Jose Font's away, so that should free up enough money for us to now continue our negotiations with Van Dijk. Although because I've stalled the deal, I don't know what's happened. The club have pulled out, so we're going to have to submit a new offer for him. Well, actually that's good, it's letting us just do his contract. So his current contract. He's on 30,000, so we're going to offer him 36,000 on a 4-year deal. Crucial first team player. He could be our second signing, hopefully, and with a bit of luck, we've also got the Anderlecht deal with Yuri Tillemans over the line. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sort this team out the way that we'll be looking to play. Sadio Mane is going to play on the left. I'm going to try and push him up further a bit around about here. Play him as a left winger. Eli, he could play right wing as well. I think he's loaned in at the moment, but he's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a good bit of short passing in that, so we could be using his pace, and he's got the 4-star skill, so we'll probably keep him in there as well at the moment. Right wing, we've got Graziano Pelle up top. Ward-Prowse is going to sit in the cam position. We've got Wanyama and Schneiderlin in the midfield. Gardos and Alderweireld de Snout at the back. We've got Bertrand at left back. Nathaniel Klein's the right back. Having a look at our new signing, then Dybala is going to come onto the bench. He'll replace Target on the bench. We've got Rodriguez in there as well. We've got Juric on loan as well. Shane Long. So we've got a couple of good options for strike force now with Shane Long, Graziano Pelle and Paulo Dybala. Can't believe we managed to pull the Paulo Dybala deal off. That's fine with that. We're probably alright with the way things are standing so far. I'm probably happy with the team layout just now. We'll look to get Tillemans in there where Wanyama is, and probably drop Wanyama to the bench if we get the chance. Well, actually, we've got Tadic to bring in. He could play right mid, so we're actually going to put Tadic on the right, Mane on the left, Graziano Pelle, Ward-Prowse, Wanyama, Schneiderlin, Alderweireld, Guardos. And what we'll do just now, we'll quickly simulate the first pre-season game. We'll simulate that. We're playing Hanover. First game of the season. We'll get a 4-0 victory. 2 goals for Sadio Mane and 2 goals for Graziano Pelle. Now, if I remember correctly, simming the games are quite dodgy, just due to the fact that quite a lot of your players can get severe injuries on the old FIFAs on simulation, so you need to be careful with that. But we have got a contract accepted from Van Dijk, so he's going to take a 36,000 a week 4-year contract to join the Saints. So we'll get that deal over the line. Or we won't, because we're minus 800,000 and it's not going to allow us. So hold on a minute. We're going to need to adjust where... What's the crack with this? Sorry. Why don't I have the necessary funds? I've offered them 6 million. What have I done wrong here? We're minus 800 grand, so I'm going to have to try and sell another player by the looks of things. Because... Oh, sorry, actually, no, I'll do it this way. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing it all the wrong way. Hold on. Why is it still minus when I've got 100,000 in the salary budget? I don't understand why it's not allowing me to adjust the salary and accept the deal. Right, we'll hold off with that just now. I'm not quite understanding what's going on there. Right, so the Yuri Tillemans deal then. After further review, we have decided that we will allow Yuri Tillemans to join your club on loan in a 17 million to buy deal afterwards. So Tillemans is going to accept and join. And we're going to leave the Van Dijk deal just now. I'm not understanding the reason why it's not allowing me to sign Van Dijk. But Tillemans is in and Dybala is in. So we've got one of the highest rated youngsters on the game. Looking at some of the transfers going on then, Vidal's went to Manchester United, Cavani's went to Atletico Madrid. We've got Baka going to Arsenal for 15 million. We're going to bring in 74 rated Yuri Tillemans, he's going to join the ranks. And that leaves space for Wanyama to claim on the bench. And we'll probably have it looking like that for the moment. And what we'll do is we'll quickly skip this next game. I'm not too fussed about pre-season, to be fair. So I probably will just skip through the pre-season and hope to not gain any injuries. So we do get a 2-1 victory. Graziano Pella and Morgan Schneiderlin with the goals. A training injury has occurred. Nathaniel Klein's going to be out for 10 days. That's not what I wanted to see. Having a quick look at the calendar then, guys. So we've got a final pre-season game against Dortmund, and then we'll be ready to start the league campaign. We're taking our first opponents to be Liverpool. We'll have West Brom and West Ham afterwards. So trying to understand why it's not allowing me to make the Van Dijk deal, because I don't particularly want to be selling any more players, but sorting it by price. There's not really anybody else that I would feel comfortable letting go at the moment, because I need to try and keep as many players as possible. Well, we're still waiting on Yoshida to be sold actually, and Mayuka, so if I can get them sold, then we should be okay. But it's getting the two of them out the door. So we've got a request. Someone's wanting some squad rotation to go on, but I'm not bothered about that at the moment. We're going to go into this game against Dortmund and quickly simulate that and get ourselves set up for the first game of the season. We'll get a 1-1 draw with Dortmund. Look at that Dortmund team, by the way. Bender, Campbell, Mkhitaryan, Immobile, Weidenfeller, Ramos, Royce, Kagawa, Subotic, Piszczek. Crazy throwback. This is major throwback for me. This is when I was prime on FIFA, playing lots of FIFA. This is before I even took the time out to consider playing PES. But going forward a little bit then, we're going to hopefully get some offers for these players that we're trying to get rid of. It's not looking like it's going to happen. So we've got the first game against Liverpool, so we're probably going to call it quits there to start off with. So we've had an offer for Morgan Schneiderlin, but we'll not be looking to sell Morgan Schneiderlin anyway. We've had an offer for 12 million from Fiorentina, but I'm going to try and keep him, because again, he turned out to be a decent player in the 15-16 season, and Man United ended up buying him if I remember correctly. So he's another player we could probably look to keep. But so far, we've brought in, having a look at the negotiations then, we've managed to bring in, obviously Tadic's joined start of the season. We've brought in Dybala on a permanent deal for 8 million plus Stephen Davis. And we've managed to bring in a loan deal for the highly rated Yuri Tillemans for a loan to buy option So he's also joined. We are looking to finish getting the Van Dijk deal over the line. We're just needing some extra transfer budget, but I'm still waiting, obviously, on Yoshida going, and Mayuka. So once they go, we'll hopefully be able to get the Van Dijk deal done over the line, and we'll get Van Dijk to join the club, and then that'll be 3 major signings to join the club. But we've made 2 big signings so far: a young Paulo Dybala, which I think is a big pull for Southampton, and also Yuri Tillemans, who is one of the highest rated youngsters on the game at this point. So we're going to call it quits there. As always, guys, be sure to smash a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on so you're always up to date with the content dropping on the channel. Click the link below also, and follow us on the Twitter and Instagram pages. We'll be back with more Master League on PES with the Eric Ten Hag career mode save, and we'll be back with the Super League Arsenal career mode save as well. But I'm glad to get this episode up and running and this new series up and running. We'll definitely be back soon with episode 2 of this to kick off the season against Liverpool. We'll get the formation properly sorted, the players in, and we'll get the tactics and that sorted. And then we'll be back also with eFootball Road to Division 1 continuing as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Until next time, I've been Techers FC, and take care.